Hello everyone, welcome to Just Invest Today. And in today's video, we're gonna talk about Alibaba and why you might sell or should you sell. Because this is a question I've been getting asked a lot, and I see people talking about selling their shares of Alibaba because the situation is going through. So in today's video, we're gonna list 4 reasons why you should sell. Because remember, we are a big fan of Charlie Munger. What Charlie Munger always tells us to do is to invert the problem. You always got to invert, invert, invert. So if we're going to invert the problem, we have to find reasons why Alibaba is not a good stock to own and why we should sell it. I want you to subscribe to this channel, leave a comment, tell me if anything is right or if it's wrong, if these risks are actually very high and would get you out of investing in the stock like this. On this channel, you know I'm a big Alibaba bull. I have 20 to 30% of my portfolio in Alibaba, but we always still gotta find ways to discount our best loved ideas. But first, we're gonna start with the first reasons why you might sell Alibaba. The government is super unpredictable, and that's what everyone in the media is saying. We see articles left and right about China, what the government is doing with all the anti-monopoly stuff, all the fines. There's just been a new fine on new companies. There's always the security risk, and people are just keep talking about Xi Jinping is very unpredictable. He's a communist government. And with communist government, we see these regulations hitting really fast. There's no warning. It's not up to debate. There's no going in Congress and talking about it. It's what he wants, what he sees fit for the country. So that's a main reason why people are scattering, not investing in Alibaba. And that might be a really sufficient reason why you shouldn't invest in Alibaba or you should get out, because you don't know what's going to happen with the government. So tell me, what type of risk do you put on the government interference in Alibaba succeeding? The second risk, delisting. And yes, the delisting risk has been in the news like crazy. We see what happened with Didi. We see what happened with China Mobile back when Trump was in office. All of these telecom companies, they got delisted from the New York Stock Exchange. So yes, there is that risk, but we canceled out that risk because we think that even if Alibaba gets delisted from the stock market, we can actually transfer our shares onto the Hong Kong Stock Exchange and still be successful. But we will see a crash, and who knows how long that crash will be. If it gets delisted, who knows if maybe your stock doesn't go anywhere for 2, 3, 4 years because the worries are still there and people don't want to switch their shares over to the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. So that's always a possibility of happening. So is that a huge risk? Like, what percentage would you put on that risk? Third risk. When we think about this third risk, we have to understand, man, even though Alibaba is still the main company when it comes to e-commerce, there is a risk of competition. We cannot discount that. We have a lot of companies like JD.com, like even TikTok, like all of these companies like PDD, they're coming out of nowhere. And when you think about China, China innovates so fast, so quickly. There's always new companies rumbling, coming up. So you have to think about that. Competition is real in China, and people are always fighting for that attention and being on their platform and just using it as an e-commerce platform. So the competition is a real risk, and we've seen with this last earnings that people are skeptical, like, can Alibaba still continue to grow? Because remember, Alibaba did mention competition as a risk factor for why it didn't do good in the last earnings call / report. So we still have to take that into consideration. Even though Alibaba leads the market in e-commerce like 40%, even though the cloud is still doing amazing, you cannot discount competition because it's always there. And China innovates faster than any other country. There's always new products, new companies coming up, starting up in the sphere of China tech. So that's always a big worry when it comes to Alibaba. Are companies coming to take its market share because companies are not backing down? And then the fourth and last risk that I see as very measurable is the China and Taiwan risk of war. Man, oh man, if that happens, all the companies, every stock will crash, but especially companies in China, man. And how long would that last if there was an actual war to take place? Even though war is not in the best interest of China and the best interest of USA, they have a lot of trading back and forth. They trade a lot of money. Man, that can still be a huge factor because people are saying that they're decoupling. USA doesn't want any trade secrets going to China. China doesn't want any security or trade secrets going to US. They're doing their own market. They might delist all the Chinese companies and actually be independent of China. But honestly, I'm seeing that as a huge risk with a lot of potential because when you think about it, China is doing military activities close to Taiwan, man. They can't just be doing that for no reason. They're doing it for a reason. They're doing it maybe just to get that stance up front and telling Taiwan that we still want you under the Chinese dictatorship. So we can't discount that risk. That's a possibility. Even though it's never happened, you can't discount it. There's always a potential for war, and war is huge when it comes to stock market crashes, man. And it's happened in the past. So you can't discount that risk. So what do you think about this risk, man? And what percentage would you give that to Alibaba? Even though you know I'm a big bull for Alibaba, we still have to take these risks into consideration when we're investing into companies. So tell me what you think about this video. If you like it, subscribe to my channel. Get back to you in the next video. Peace.